Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So today is my birthday. Thank you. I'm my mother's own DIY Mother's Day gift. So I'm turning 35 with 15 years of experience. I don't like when people tell me, "Oh, you look good for your age." Kind of reminds me when you find a piece of cheese at the back of your refrigerator. The best buy date is long past, but it still looks kind of okay. Besides, my age, do you mean in my passport or in my head? Because those two are very different. You see, my brain still thinks that my body is 30 years old. And my body thinks my brain is delusional. You know, when young people in their 20s and 30s get hurt, it's usually some sports accident. In your 40s, you were usually doing something you used to do in your 30s and did not get the memo you're no longer serious. And after 50, you can throw your back just getting out of bed in the morning. Yeah. Old age sucks. When you start growing old, you start losing things. Your strength, your memory, your patience, train of thought. Where was I? All right. But instead, you gain experience, cranky attitude, and extra weight. Yeah. So I went to an annual physical, and my doctor is this tiny Asian woman. She looks at me. "You fat. You need to lose weight. You need to look like me." So now I'm looking for a fatter doctor. Well, lucky for me, when I look in the mirror, I still see a 35-year-old. That's why I refuse to change my glasses prescription. Of course, then in a restaurant, I need to read the menu from the next table. But it's not really a problem if I can't see the menu, because half of the time the waiter does not understand my accent anyway. Which is also not a problem, because by the time the food comes, I don't remember what I ordered. It's a good thing I like surprises and have no food allergies. You know, some of my friends actually took a class on accent reduction. They're obviously a lot nicer than I am. You see, my English is not a problem to me. And if anybody else has problems understanding, well, I'm sure there is a class on understanding foreign accents. So what else should I tell you? I did try to go on like a weight loss routine for a couple of months, right? I started exercising for an hour each morning. I gave up sweets and carbs and alcohol. In that time, I lost an hour of sleep a day, my sunny disposition, and any recollection of why the hell am I torturing myself. What else can I tell you? Yeah, so, you know, there are a lot of wine tastings, and they try to differentiate themselves, so it would be wine and cheese, or wine and fruits, or wine and dessert. Considering the population is aging, what we're missing is wine and meds tasting. Like, what kind of wine goes best with blood pressure? Should you have red or white with your heart medicine? Which vintage goes best with cholesterol drugs? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So, Also, have you seen there are so many movies right now that are either reboot or remake of an old movie? Sometimes with the same actors, like A Wedding and Four Funerals. Terminator, I'll be back after a nap. Indiana Jones and a hip replacement. All of those Mission Impossible movies. Well, don't get me wrong, Tom Cruise is probably a vampire because he hasn't aged in the last 40 years. But I still don't believe that he does his own stunts. He'll be dead. Okay, what else should I tell you? I'm married. Thank you, yes. I used to complain about my husband. Now I just make fun of him. I think it actually makes for a stronger marriage. Or at least a more fun one. For me. So, my husband has always been jealous of the cats. He's been saying, not only do you feed the cats first, you feed them better than you feed me. I'm like, well, I go to a store and get a can of cat food and just open it. I haven't seen any cans of husband food. And no, beer does not count. Although, if you look at all the flavors of cat food they have, it's like venison with cranberry sauce, rabbit pate in au juice, like salmon in seafood consomme. Maybe my husband has a point. And then you go to restaurant, and there are some weird things on the menu, like chocolate-covered bacon. Dried crispy pickles. Crickets in caramel. I mean, I still remember when you used to get your money back if you find a bug in your dessert, not by accident. So, we have recently adopted a cat from Mexico. And we knew he belongs with us. I mean, only in our family, even cats need antidepressants. Although his vet prescribed CBD. I love that vet. I wonder if she takes human patients. Also, you know what's good? Veterinarian dentists have the greatest idea. You know, next time I go to the dentist, I want to be put asleep and just woken up after all the procedures are done and the bill is paid. I want to avoid all pain. So the cat is terrified of everyone, including my husband. He sits hiding under the bed all day. But, you know, we started giving him CBD. Now he has munchies. He also thinks that 5 a.m. is a great time for breakfast. Also, my husband told me, you know what? I often wake up by myself at that time, so I'll just feed him. Okay, great. So next morning at 5 a.m., I am woken up by like searchlights in my eyes. It's my husband looking for the cat with the flashlight, while the cat is peacefully sleeping under the bed. Also, I had no idea how much banging and clanking noise comes with feeding the cat. I'm like, honey, what's happening? Or I'm just opening a can of food. With a hammer? I still can't understand why the cat is afraid of him. And I wonder if he will share his CBD with me. You know, there is a real epidemic going on around people my age. People stop drinking alcohol. And it's a problem because I only drink in company. I wonder if company of cats also counts. So, yeah. And sometimes it's just hard to understand people who don't drink, especially if they do it for like religious reasons. I mean, have you seen this world? And you think God cares about my diet? And yes, I absolutely consider alcohol a major food group. Also, didn't Jesus turn water into wine? Okay, he can't be that much against drinking, right? So, what else should I tell you? I finally reached the age when if I'm not drinking, my friends don't automatically assume that I am pregnant. They just assume I'm sick. But you see, alcohol helps with stress relief, or at least to decrease stress eating. Also, some people actually take edibles to get the high without the calories from alcohol. I guess the calories from munchies don't count. You see, alcohol might be bad for liver, but it definitely helps with stress. And stress kills brain cells. And you know, brain cells do not regenerate. And liver does. So think for yourself. So marriage, huh? Marriage is kind of like Caribbean Sea. People go in thinking, oh, it's sun and warm water and colorful reefs and fish and swimming and relaxation. But sometimes what you get is heaps of rotten seaweed. Do you know that a female praying mantis bites off the head of a male after they have sex?
Yes.
Just to think how many men are walking around only because women have small jaws.
Yes.
Yes, guys, perimenopause is real. Okay, what else should I tell you? Let me look at my notes. Yes, last time when we were going to Mexico, we flew in there, and our taxi driver just looks at us. You guys from US? Wow, it's dangerous out there. Oh, great! US government now has worse reputation than Mexican cartels. At least with cartel, you usually do something stupid before being put on ice. So I guess all of us are trying to answer this one question. Exactly how many countries does the US need to bomb before Trump finally gets his Nobel Peace Prize? And I understand that Joe Biden was too old to be a president, and that American people prefer a lifelong toddler. And I understand that some men, they never grow up, and they just keep throwing tantrums the entire life. But do we have to give them access to nuclear code? Anybody else thinks that we did not put enough thought into attacking Iran? I think my husband spends more time picking his yoga video in the mornings than we did. Oh, all right. So, what else can I? Ooh, on the topic of diet, one thing everybody seems to love is intermittent fasting. You talk to people and they love talking to you. They all trying to convert you. It's like they think they invented it. Hello? Intermittent fasting has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. It was invented by Arab Muslims. They call it Ramadan. So that will get more laughs. Okay, it's all right. Okay. Ooh, the all-natural things are very popular nowadays. The other day, I bought an all-natural nail polish remover because the regular one just peels paint by smell alone. So the new one is very nice. It comes in a pretty bottle. It smells good. It strengthens and moisturizes your nails. It softens your cuticles. The only thing it does not do is remove the freaking nail polish. So, how much time do I have?
5 more minutes.
Oh, wow, that's more than I thought. Okay, so as you can tell, I come from Eastern European parents. And my parents are this Eastern European version of Tiger parents. They always had very high expectations of me, which I always tried to meet, with added difficulties of trying to figure out what the hell they are. They never told me, oh, we want you to be a doctor, we want you to like get a PhD, or we want you to publish a book. It was always like, just make us proud. We'll let you know if that ever happens. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed. See, I've always been a disappointment for my parents. I could never be the son they always wanted. In fact, they don't even think I'm a proper daughter. Like, a proper daughter should have hobbies like, I don't know, listening to classical music and drawing, and should spend her weekends cooking and cleaning and visiting relatives. And instead, I listen to hard rock. My hobbies are stand-up comedy and boxing lessons. And I try to remember what I did last weekend by photos on my phone. Why the hell did I climb that line in Bryant Park? I guess it's good we did not go to Bronx Zoo. I think this is actually all I have, guys. You've been great. Thank you so much.